Jesus has said from the very beginning that this intimacy is about loving, faithful obedience. And he has said over and over and over again that in so doing we prove that we are in him and he is in us. And now we see literally 18 times in the first 11 verses a direct or indirect reference to the abiding, the remaining, the indwelling, the keeping, the unity, the loving koinonia. The vertical koinonia with God and the horizontal koinonia, the holy supernatural unity that can only come through God. Jesus is saying over and over and over again, this is my command. More than that, he's saying, this is the evidence of my DNA in my disciples. Because remember, we have seen over and over and over again through the scriptures that there are many who claim to be his disciples who are not. The superficial who are not truly surrendered. Those that want to play the part, but again, not have the heart of Christ. And so he's saying again and again and again, why? Have you asked yourself this? Why? It's like he keeps beating this incredible drum of contrast versus koinonia, of love and unity, faithful obedience, saying you cannot pull these apart. We saw last week that he says that where the Holy Spirit will come, you will find an indwelling of his Spirit, an indwelling of his love, and an indwelling of his people, and you cannot pull those apart. And he's saying, if you can, or if there are those that do, they are not mine. Why? This is where we have to take a step back. And I've said to you before, and I will tell you again and again and again, context is everything. You see, we tend to study the Bible or have it fed to us in pieces, and we don't often see it in its context. Remember, this is a continuing conversation. Jesus literally just minutes ago, not long, called out Judas and sent him out and said, go, do what you must do. He purged. Minutes ago, he then said, here's my new command. You're to love one another as I have loved you. If you're going to be mine, this is the calling card. You love one another. It's not only for your good. This is the greatest evangelistic tool you have. Show the world what my love in you and shared looks like. Show the world what it is to have my Spirit in you by loving one another. He just said that minutes ago. And Judas, minutes ago, just headed out into the night. Satan filled him, and he went to go tell the people that are going to kill Jesus, come, I'll show you where to get him. We're now walking to the garden, which is in essence a walk to the cross, and just minutes from now, Judas is going to show up again and kiss him into the betrayal that leads to the cross. You've got to see this context to understand. This is why Jesus keeps saying again and again and again and again, you must abide in me. You must remain in me. I in you, you in me. Why? Because there's a snake that just left the hen house who's coming back. And again, if you question whether or not this is so, I encourage you to go read 1 John. Where the same inspired author by God, the Apostle John, writes under the same inspiration of the Holy Spirit his own commentary on this account. And over and over and over again, you see in 1 John these black and white contrasts that say, don't listen to what they say, watch their lives. Don't follow their resume, look for the relationship. Look at the track record. What do their footprints tell you? For wherever they have been, it's an indication of where they are going until they come to Christ. And do not accept coming to church as a substitute for coming to Christ.